In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Welcome to this Thursday evening's edition of News on One. In the headlines, Amushalelo urged youth to turn up with CVs at demonstration. UNAM students celebrate independence with cultural activities. Namibia Energy Institute launches solar energy program, and Business on One, Comments Corner, sports and the weather. Activist Michael Amushalelo has called upon all young unemployed people to turn up with their resumes during the nationwide demonstration planned to take place next week as the country celebrates its 33rd independence. Amushalelo stated that young people will submit their resumes at various government offices during the demonstration. Amushalelo, who was speaking during a press conference this morning, stated that government must create employment for these youth.
Amushalelo stated that the demonstration of the unemployed youth comes after 2,000 people showed up at Temperature Restaurant and Lounge last week Friday for 16 job interviews. He indicated that they have written letters to various government agencies such as the State House, National Assembly, Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, and the Ministry of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation to avail an official to receive their petition.
We call upon all the young people who are coming to be part of these demonstrations countrywide to make sure that when they come, please bring along your CV and also bring along water so that when we are going to march from point A to point B, you have water so that you don't go thirsty, and importantly, you have your CV. Now, the reason why we must have these CVs is because we are going to hand in those CVs and we are going to make sure that our jobs must be created in one way or another. Now, in the petitions that we are going to hand over, we are going to outline to the government, because clearly they most probably don't have a think tank that is able to think for them. So what we are going to do in those petitions, we are going to clearly outline how the jobs must be created, and then they can take it as a blueprint for them to basically create these jobs for our fellow Namibians.
Amushalelo stated they will take to the streets whether with or without the police giving them consent, because they notified them on the 10th of March. He explained that they are demonstrating because young people have been told to study but continue to suffer.
As for us, the majority of young people, we continue to suffer. They told us that we must go to school, we must go and study. We have studied, but unfortunately the education is not the key because they keep changing the locks. And that is for that reason that on the 21st of March, we're calling upon every single Namibian to come and join us in this national protest. We're not only calling upon the unemployed people, we're also calling upon the employed people, because you, the employed people, are now the one having to deal with the burden of these people who are unemployed. We have already followed the procedures that are set about in the Public Proclamation and Gathering Act. We have done as it's supposed to. We have given you ample time. The notice was already given on the 10th.
Namibia Police Deputy Inspector General Elias Mutota told News on One that he is yet to receive Amushalelo's request to stage a demonstration.
what I'm saying, we are still waiting for his request. Then we'll respond accordingly.
Further attempts to get a comment from presidential spokesperson Alfredo Hengari through calls and WhatsApp text messages were not responded to. Similarly, the secretary to the National Assembly, Lydia Kandetu, did not respond after requesting the journalist to send her a text message.
At Spar, we worked hard to get you low prices on great products every day. Like 2 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for only $56.99 and 450 gram Bogoma wheat picks for just $25.99. It's low prices for you every day at Spar.
Students from the University of Namibia's Commersdal campus held a pre-independence celebration event at which they dressed in colorful traditional attire and enjoyed local cuisine. The campus, which produces future educators, hosts the annual occasion to celebrate and embrace the diverse cultures and languages of Namibia.
Through activities that showcase the country's diverse culture, students performed traditional dances and paraded through the campus. Dr. John Nyambe, UNAM's Associate Dean at the School of Education, stated that celebrating independence is important because as educators, they should be able to explain to students how Namibia became independent through such events.
As we celebrate our independence, we need to reflect on the concept of culture. Foremost, I would like to observe that culture is a space for diversity. As we can see around, very colorful, different cultures. It's a space for give and take. It's a space for learning from one another. It's a space for appreciating other cultures. So, from that perspective, it's a space for harmony and peace. When you see all these different colors, different attires, you will feel at peace with yourself. So, culture is a space for peace and harmony.
And we are here today to celebrate, it's a pre-independence celebration for our campus where we celebrate Namibian independence, also our unity in diversity. As you can see, all the different cultural groups are represented. And one of our aims is to teach learners or students an integrated curriculum. So this is a cross-curricular theme that is applicable to all the subjects, and that is why it's very important for our student teachers to know how to work with cross-cultural issues, amongst which independence is a big theme.
The Awambo, Ovaherero, Himba, Tamaral and Nama, Kavango and Afrikaners were some of the traditions on display. With many students narrating where they come from, they stated that Namibia is a diverse country with many cultures, but they are all one.
We're actually celebrating Namibia's 33rd independence. The reason why we decided to celebrate today is because everybody is here and we all want to celebrate together with our lecturers. And this is actually just for our training as educators. We are actually being trained to hold events such as this at our schools where we are going to.
So independence to me is a sign of peace amongst all cultures. We come together and celebrate our country, our lovely country. We're actually grateful for our fallen heroes as we are celebrating peace and prosperity as of the year 2023, and we are celebrating 33 years of independence.
Those in attendance were treated to different traditional food and delicacies from all Namibian ethnic groups.
The Namibia Energy Institute introduced a new training program in the heating and cooling sector yesterday called the Solar Thermal Training and Demonstration Initiative. NEI Acting Director Helvi Ileka stated that Namibia currently imports 65% of its energy from South Africa, which is the main reason for the integration of Sol Train to introduce solar solutions that will bring down the overall cost of electricity in the country.
The NEI Acting Director, Helvi Ileka, said that Sol Train Plus is focused on introducing the necessary skills to use solar energy equipment across the heating and cooling sector in order to phase out electrical energy and reduce imports from South Africa. Ileka said the initiative will provide training to at least 2,000 people, demonstrations and incentives to small and medium enterprises for the installation of solar water heaters and coolers.
We've started implementing the project since 2009. We've done a lot, but the first phase came to an end. We are starting now with a new project where we are focusing now on heating and cooling, so we can also cool with solar. And this is now our target from now this year, 2023, and it will take through to 2026. So we will train, and we included now that we will train gender. I mean, we want to focus more on women to be trained and also be part of putting up demonstration systems which we can monitor and do research, and also basically save electricity and save cost.
Ileka further noted that Namibia needs to convert all electrical geysers into solar water heaters because hot water is a daily need, but not all citizens can afford it. She said solar heating will help the country in energy transitioning and will save electricity costs for all citizens.
We all need to meet our hot water requirement with solar water heaters, because this will help Namibia to not import electricity, because we heat directly and we can store the heat in the in the tanks. So we do not need to import up to 65%. We need to convert all our electrical geysers into solar water heaters. This will help Namibia to in energy transition, and it will also help the country to reduce the carbon emissions, and also will save electricity cost to the consumers. So it's all what we need to do. We all need to heat our hot water with solar water heater.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Welcome to Business on One. The Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund, NSFAF, has committed to make timely payments to the Welwitschia Health Training Center after the allocation of the national budget. NSFAF Acting Chief Executive Officer Kennedy Kandume made this remark during the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with the training center.
Acting NSFAF's Chief Executive Officer, Kennedy Kandume, stated that the fund will provide the Health Training Center with the names of students who received funding. Kandume stated that they will also inform the training center of students who did not qualify for funding.
We therefore enter into memorandum of understanding like this one, so that we tell the institution and assure the institution of higher learning that we will pay you. You might need your money by March, but we'll strive to pay you by April, for example. You will be paid. Please allow our student access to your facility. So this is type of agreement that we enter with the institution, so that our students are not disadvantaged, so that our students are not chasing out of lecture halls, so that our students are allowed to write exam and view their results. So through this MOU, the Namibian Student Financial Assistance then commit to, one, to provide the Welwitschia Health Training Center with the names of NSFAF-funded students across all the programs immediately after the award process has been completed. To make payment to the Welwitschia Training Center for tuition fee in respect of NSFAF-funded students who are registered with the Welwitschia Health Training Center.
The newly appointed Welwitschia Health Training Center Rector, Dr. Andreas Mwombola, stated that for the 2023 March intake, the Health Training Center has received over 5,000 applications, while it can only accommodate 1,300 students. Mwombola added that without adequate funding, the institution will not be able to expand and become the preferred institution of higher learning.
The partnership that we are going to enter into today officially, it's guiding that process, and I think it's clear. So we don't have right to go beyond the agreement that we are going to enter into this morning. Allow me just to share with you, and I think it's very, very clear, we are in education. We want to capacitate Namibians. We are having instruments in the country from the government. We are having Harambee Prosperity Plan. We are having the Human Resources Development Plan, and we want to be industrialized country. Now, how we are going to do and achieve that is through education. And education is a very expensive exercise, and it needs a lot of resources from people who knows how to teach, money, equipment, and so forth.
Mwombola added that education is a right that all Namibian children are entitled to. He further noted that technical and vocational training is a good approach, as the country has abundant agricultural land and green schemes.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Swipe on it and win! Come bank with us and stand a chance to win the grand prize of an eco-friendly hybrid vehicle or one of 40 fuel vouchers worth $40,000 Namibian dollars.
Full tank, possibly?
To enter, simply make any purchase using your Bank Vintage Visa debit or credit card between the 1st of October 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. With your Bank Vintage Visa card in hand, let's journey together with every swipe. Visit bankvintage.com.na for more information. Protect yourself against fraud and never share your PIN. T's and C's apply. Bank Vintage, a member of Capricorn Group.
The Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund Acting Chief Executive Officer Kennedy Kandume stated that the fund is currently faced with a challenge where the demand for financial aid exceeds what they can offer. It is this reason that the fund has resorted to measures of means testing as a way to assist needy students, Kandume said. Anaki pointed out that paying back the money will be a challenge for those without jobs and sitting at home. Marquise agrees with Kennedy Kandume as the measures will bring in funds to pay for other students. Alan wants NSFAF to seek alternative means of generating funds such as tenders. Nikki said fishing quotas could be another viable alternative. Elias said NSFAF wants to recover funds which paid for education, which is a basic right. And that's it from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories for broadcast on News on One.
This is the drink Dale had when he tried bonding with his future father-in-law.
I'm gonna go get some wood.
This is Dale finding a cliff. This is Dale's new look. This is Dale finding bees, making his way up a cliff. This is a dart.
Dale?
Welcome to the family, Dale Dobbs, where great stories start. Not for persons under the age of 18.
And in sports news, the recently launched FNB Women's Football League has attracted many young and talented upcoming players. 3 female players, all aged 16, who joined the Ramblers Women's Football Club this year, shed light on their journeys in their football careers in the league and aspirations for women football in the country.
Sport on One caught up with Ramblers Women's Club and Namibian football female under-17 rising stars, Mekli Star Kapofi and Hilda Chiwetha, who shared their experience as female footballers in Namibia. In an interview with Sport on One, Star Kapofi explained that her football journey began at the age of 5, in the streets of Keetmanshoop, where she played football with boys after school.
Yeah, I started playing football at the age of 5, playing with the boys in the street. They don't want me to play, but yeah, as they saw that I had skills and talent, they always fought over me, the coach team. My first team was Karas Elite in Keetmanshoop. My first coach was Coach Dino. At first, it was like overwhelming, but nerve-wracking. But as we keep on training, learned a lot of learned how people are and how the teammates are, got more comfortable, still working here.
Ramblers Women's Football Club goalkeeper Hilda Chiwetha told Sport on One that before becoming Namibia's under-17 goalkeeper, she began her journey as a defender, whereas the Ramblers Academy head coach Hafeninde Tunga spotted her trailing for a goalkeeper position new to her.
We came for trials, and then I was selected in the 20 players that were chosen because the coaches saw that since my parents never wanted me to play football, and I just showed them that I have the talent. I still have a lot to learn, and I will learn from the players I'm playing against.
In addition, Ramblers Women's Football Club midfielder Mekli Tuses, who was part of the 8-3 victory last weekend against NAST women's team, told Sport on One that the Ramblers club at large has managed to give her a platform to explore and showcase her football skills.
I started playing football with 7 years in the street. And grade 6 at my primary school, I started playing for the school team. And from there, I went to the Uganda senior team. I think I'll go far with my football. I have the skills. And I want to go out of the country and make my country proud one day, and my parents.
The Ramblers Women's Football Club head coach, Hafelin Deitunga, told Sport on One that his new young team has the capability to adapt and adjust to the pace of the FNB Women's Super League, as there are more experienced players compared to his young and enthusiastic team.
We have a lot of youngsters that I've put my trust in, who I knew that they will make many mistakes, but after those mistakes, they will not make those mistakes again.
This is the current log standing of the FNB Women's Super League and fixtures for this coming weekend.
That's it from the sports desk. Up next is the weather forecast. We've come to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. From me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
This is Chucky Beats Trumpet.
The big bean at the place. The rematch on the says Bugula gang. Push. I can see some of them. I wish I color them. Or maybe cover them. We want to cover them. I can see some of them. I wish I cover them. Or maybe color them. Just we want to cover them. Tobia kanjafa. Otro dimburu kwesimbo twario makafa. Shikwari tapata. Atu ipukurura fia tupukuruka. Onuole totara koni makutaja. Tokalushikucha. Komesho tauka. Kakuna mweneka. Nukwari halilata. Nenola meneka. Nashila koke paya. Dunyunya ndupe. Some African attire. Mkwanya meno power. Tangalo kesho kawa. Tefandi tengo tawa. Kuchako nori. Viyoko safa. Hapo shiro shinji. Kucheki pande kinji. Opune yoroko. Uwelo ndukwe. Tene afondete. La dula yonondo. Uwelo ndukwe. Tene afondete. La dula yonondo. I can see some of them. I wish I color them. Or maybe cover them. Kimono cover them. I can see some of them. I wish I cover them. Or maybe color them. Kimono cover them. Usiere mboa nyenga no nakusa. Chanda kwata kanja fapenjo kapunja. Chimbashi no fuka. Choshino mapuka. No mano genji kapumbwa kuhenukwa. I'm not the chemical, I'm Mr. Manager. Nilimetele nja, dinonja diyo kuimba di haku